Trinh Kiem, and 503 to 1570, the founding lord of the Trinh Dynasty, the defender of the Lê dynasty's legitimacy. Historical context and background. Trinh Kiem was born in 1503 in Vinh Hung Village, Vinh Loc District, Thanh Hoa Province, a land rich in martial tradition and the birthplace of many founding heroes in Vietnamese history. He was the son of Trinh Lieu, a common military officer of humble origins. Despite not coming from a noble background, Trinh Kiem soon demonstrated exceptional talent, determination, and unwavering loyalty to the legitimate Lê dynasty. When the Mac usurped the Lê throne in 1527, leading to chaos and division among the people, Nguyen Kiem, a loyalist to the Lê, called for an uprising to restore the dynasty. Trinh Kiem quickly joined Nguyen Kiem, rendered great service, and was eventually married to Nguyen Kiem's daughter, Ngoc Bao. This political and familial alliance later played a crucial role in consolidating his power. From general to de facto ruler, after Nguyen Kiem was poisoned and killed in Ai Lao, Laos, in 1545, the anti-Mac resistance forces were thrown into crisis. Facing the threat of collapse, Trinh Kiem used his political acumen and leadership to gradually consolidate power. He retained control over the army and won the loyalty of the generals. Rather than proclaiming himself king or overstepping his bounds, he maintained the title of supporter of the Lê, installing Lê Duy Bang as king, Lê Trung Tung, thus preserving the image of legitimacy against the Mac. When his brother-in-law Nguyen Uong, Nguyen Kiem's eldest son, became a threat, Trinh Kiem is believed to have secretly eliminated him. He later neutralized Nguyen Hoang by sending him to govern the distant southern region. Although criticized for being cunning and ruthless in the context of history, Trinh Kiem's actions were aimed at maintaining stability, preserving legitimacy, and ensuring the continued strength of the Lê-Trinh alliance against the Mac. Leader of the anti-Mac resistance, establishing the southern-northern dynasties. Divide. From 1545 to 1570, Trinh Kiem commanded the resistance against the Mac dynasty. Under his leadership, the army was well organized and strategically agile. Major accomplishments included recapturing Thanh Hoa, Nghệ An, and Tân Binh, Quang Binh, establishing a solid base for the southern court, launching offensives into Nghệ Tĩnh and repeatedly repelling Mac forces, maintaining a decades-long military standoff, establishing the first Lê King Trinh Lord regime, where the Lê monarch was a symbolic figure, while real power was held by the Trinh Lord. Trinh Kiem was not only a tough military leader, but also a pragmatic and astute politician. He skillfully secured the support of Lê loyalist scholars, reassured the populace by promoting Confucianism, encouraging Buddhism, and maintaining moral order in the territories he controlled. Legacy and long-term impact. Trinh Kiem passed away in 1570, passing authority to his son Trinh Tung, who would go on to expand Trinh power across the north. However, Trinh Kiem's contributions and influence were undeniable. He laid the solid foundation for the Trinh Lord regime, which lasted through 7 generations, from Trinh Kiem to Trinh Sum, enduring nearly 250 years. He preserved the Lê dynasty's legitimacy during a time of turmoil, enabling the Lê Trung Hung lineage to continue nominally until 1789. He was the founding patriarch of the Trinh clan, a political force that paralleled the Nguyen Lords and contributed to the era of division between Dang Trong, south, and Dang Nguai, north. Though never crowned king, Trinh Kiem was posthumously honored as Bin An Vuong, Prince of Peace, and is still worshipped at the Trinh Lords Palace and many temples in Thanh Hoa and Hanoi. Historical assessment. Trinh Kiem was a complex yet outstanding figure in Vietnamese history. He did not found a nation nor claim the throne, but he held the fate of an entire dynasty during a critical era. Historian Ngo Si Lien wrote of him in the Dai Viet Su Ki Tuan Thu, Complete Annals of Dai Viet. Though Trinh Kiem was resolute and sometimes harsh, without him, there would have been no foundation for the Lê Trung Hung regime and no force to resist the Mac. Modern scholars also recognize Trinh Kiem as one of the most brilliant political strategists of the 16th century. A man who not only rescued a declining dynasty, but also created a new power structure, the Lê King, Trinh Lord system, which would endure for nearly 3 centuries. Trinh Tung, 1550 to 1623, the man who ended the dynasty and initiated the Trinh Nguyen Civil War. Background and rise to power. Trinh Tung was born in 1550, the eldest son of Trinh Kiem and Lady Nguyen Thị Ngọc Bao, daughter of the famed General Nguyen Kim. He was raised in a time when the country was engulfed in the Southern Northern Dynasty's civil war, with his father holding actual power in the Lê Trung Hung court. When Trinh Kiem passed away in 1570, power went to the elder son Trinh Khôi. However, Trinh Khôi lacked the decisiveness and ability to maintain control, leading to internal disorder. In this context, Trinh Tung rose as a young, ambitious, and strategic figure. He quickly gathered forces, gained popular support, defeated Trinh Khôi, took command of the military, and became the de facto ruler of the court under the pretext of supporting the Lê dynasty. Recapturing Thăng Long, defeating the Mac dynasty. Trinh Tung's greatest achievement was the defeat of the Mac dynasty, reclaiming Đông Kinh, Thăng Long, and unifying most of Dai Viet from Thanh Hoa to the north. The Đông Kinh campaign, 592. After years of preparing forces and strengthening the rear, Trinh Tung launched the largest northern campaign during the Southern Northern Dynasty's period. In 1592, his forces attacked the capital Thăng Long, defeated the Mac army, forced Mac Mohup to flee, who was later captured and executed. The Mac dynasty lost control of the center of power and retreated to Cao Bang, relying on support from the Ming dynasty. This victory marked a major turning point as the Lê dynasty officially returned to Thăng Long, ending over 60 years of southern-northern division. Consolidating Trinh power, the clear formation of the Lê King, Trinh Lord model. Although acting under the title of supporting the Lê King, all real power belonged to Trinh Tung. He controlled the military, appointed officials, and made all major decisions. The Lê King only retained ceremonial and symbolic roles. Kings such as Lê Thê Tung, Lê Kin Tung, and Lê Thun Tung all lived under the tight control of the Trinh Lord. The Lê Kin Tung incident. In 1619, King Lê Kin Tung attempted to overthrow Trinh Tung and reclaim real authority, but was discovered. Trinh Tung responded decisively. He forced the king to commit suicide and installed another monarch, maintaining control over the court. This event solidified the model of a king in name, a lord in power, further entrenching the Trinh family's dominance. Relationship with Nguyen Hoang and the beginning of Trinh Nguyen Civil War. Though once allies against the Mac, Trinh Tung had long been wary of Nguyen Hoang, who governed the Thuận Quang region with growing autonomy and ambition. While Nguyen Hoang outwardly showed loyalty to the Lê Trinh court, he secretly built up his own regime in the southern region. Trinh Tung summoned Nguyen Hoang to court several times, but he always declined, feigning illness. Tensions between the two houses escalated, especially as Nguyen Hoang's descendants continued to assert autonomy. At the end of Trinh Tung's life, the Trinh Nguyen War officially erupted, beginning a nearly 200-year-long period of division. Legacy and tragic death. Despite being a brilliant military commander and politician, Trinh Tung's final years were marked by family tragedy. After designating his eldest son Trinh Trang as heir, he was the target of an assassination plot by his youngest son Trinh Xuân. Wounded, Trinh Tung fled Thăng Long and died in Thanh Hoa in 1623 at the age of 73. Though his end was not peaceful, Trinh Tung left behind an immense legacy, defeating the Mac dynasty and unifying most of Dai Viet, establishing and solidifying the Lê King Trinh Lord model, initiating the Trinh Nguyen division that would define Vietnamese politics for the next 200 years. Historical assessment. Trinh Tung was a brilliant military strategist and a wise statesman with a far-sighted vision. Though never declaring himself emperor, he held supreme power for over half a century. He was conferred the title Doan Quoc Kong and posthumously honored as Bin An Vuong. Historian Phan Huy Chu once wrote in Lịch Trieu Hiến Chương Lai Chi, Trinh Tung understood the times and circumstances, commanded like a god, and excelled in strategy. His rule was strict yet orderly. He honored the king while holding power, truly a rare figure. Nguyen Hoang, 1525 to 1613, the pioneer of Dang Trong, ancestor of the Nguyen Dynasty. Background and historical beginnings. Nguyen Hoang was born in 1525, the second son of Nguyen Kim, a loyalist of the Lê Dynasty who helped restore the Lê Trung Hung court after it was usurped by the Mac. As the younger brother of Nguyen Uong and the brother-in-law of Trinh Kiem, Nguyen Hoang entered politics during a period of extreme complexity and bloodshed. In 1545, his father Nguyen Kim was assassinated by MAC agents. Later, his older brother Nguyen Uong was also murdered. Many records suggest Trinh Kiem was behind it to seize sole power. Fearing for his life, Nguyen Hoang cleverly feigned madness to avoid suspicion. At the same time, he secretly asked his sister Ngoc Bao, wife of Trinh Kiem, to request a post for him in the distant and wild land of Thuận Hoa, modern Quang Binh to Quang Tri, considered a frontier region. Trinh Kiem agreed, and thus Nguyen Hoang began his separate political career in Dang Trong, the southern region. From governor to lord of Dang Trong, gradual steps toward independence. Ruling in Thuận Hoa, the strategic beginning. In 1558, Nguyen Hoang was officially appointed governor of Thuận Hoa. He implemented the policy of pacifying the people and governing the country, promoting talent, especially those discontented with the treatment from the north. He encouraged agriculture, strengthened border defense, and reformed administration in line with local conditions. Over more than 40 years, he transformed the Thuận Quang region into a strong, self-sufficient base, no longer dependent on the Lê Trịnh court. Flexible political strategy, a symbol of outwardly loyal, inwardly sovereign. Outwardly, Nguyen Hoang remained loyal to the Lê kings and Trinh Lords, regularly sending tribute missions. In reality, he strengthened his army, trained militias, and governed Dang Trong as an independent domain. His humane policies, respect for Confucianism, and openness to other religions won the support of the people in Thuận Hoa. Tense relationship with the Trinh, seeds of civil war. Though maintaining external harmony, Nguyen Hoang's relationship with Trinh Tung remained tense. Trinh Tung repeatedly summoned Nguyen Hoang to the north to serve the king, but he always declined, citing old age and illness. In 1600, Nguyen Hoang officially severed ties with the court, no longer obeying orders or sending tribute. In 1604, he transferred power to his son Nguyen Phuc Nguyen and prepared for a successor regime. This marked the beginning of the Trinh Nguyen Civil War. Expansionist ideology and southward movement. Nguyen Hoang was not only skilled in domestic and foreign affairs, but also had a strategic vision for territorial expansion. He encouraged people to clear land and establish settlements southward into areas like Quang Nam and Thu Thien. He began penetrating former Champa lands, paving the way for future southern expansions by his descendants, such as Nguyen Phuc Lan and Nguyen Phuc Tun. He extended the territory to the southern central region, forming a true southern state, Dang Trong, with its own court, army, and administrative system. Nguyen Hoang also built a strong defense system, especially around Hai Vun Pass, the natural boundary dividing Dang Trong and Dang Nguai. End of life and legacy. In 1613, Nguyen Hoang died at Din Cat, Quang Tri, at the age of 88, a rare longevity in such a turbulent era. Before his death, he advised his son Nguyen Phuc Nguyen. The Thuận Quang region is naturally protected by the Hoan Son Mountains and the Linh Giang River. It is suitable as a long-term base. Our descendants should defend this land against the Trinh. This final message became a declaration for the Trinh Nguyen Civil War, which lasted from 1627 to 1672, dividing the country into two, Dang Trong and Dang Nguai. Historical evaluation and lasting impact. Though never officially crowned king, history honors Nguyen Hoang as Chua Tien, the first lord, founder of the Nguyen Lords and the Nguyen Dynasty. He is recognized as a soft yet strategic politician who patiently waited for the right moment. A pragmatic and people-oriented ruler with great foresight, the one who laid a solid foundation for the southward expansion, moving the Vietnamese frontier beyond the Giang River, a great national expansion. Historian Lê Quy Đôn wrote in Phu Bien Tap Look, Nguyen Hoang knew how to employ people and establish a power base. His contributions to the nation were no less than those of Lê Thanh Tung during the founding era. Three extraordinary figures, Trinh Kiem, Trinh Tung, and Nguyen Hoang, stand as emblematic representatives of a turbulent yet dynamic and innovative era in 16th to 17th century Vietnamese history. They were not only brilliant military commanders, but also political architects, each contributing to the reshaping of Vietnam's power structure, ideology, and territorial landscape during a time of great upheaval. Trinh Kiem, the founder of Power Amidst Trinh Kiem, embodied resilience, intelligence, and decisiveness. Rising from humble origins outside the noble elite, he became the head of the army and the controller of the royal court while maintaining the facade of legitimacy. He upheld the Lê dynasty's banner and laid the foundation for the dual power model of Lê kings, Trinh Lords, a structure that lasted nearly 3 centuries. Trinh Tung, the one who ended the Mac dynasty and consolidated the north? The son of Trinh Kiem, Trinh Tung, fulfilled his father's ambitions with sharp strategy and determined leadership. Under his command, the Mac dynasty was defeated, Thăng Long was reclaimed, and the Lê Trung Hung court entered a period of stability. He shaped the political order of the northern Dang Nguai region and initiated the Trinh Nguyen conflict that divided the nation. Nguyen Hoang, the frontier pioneer and founder of a new southern realm? While Trinh Kiem and Trinh Tung fortified the north under the banner of legitimacy, Nguyen Hoang led the Vietnamese people southward, opening a new chapter in the southward expansion, Nam Tien. Though he never claimed kingship, he ruled as a de facto independent leader, establishing a stable and benevolent regime in Dang Trong, the south, which became the foundation for the later Nguyen Dynasty. What they had in common? None were emperors, yet each held life and death authority over vast territories. All three understood their historical moment, their position, and acted in the national interest. Each created a distinct but contextually appropriate governing model that preserved independence during times of civil war. Their greatest difference lay in strategic vision. Trinh Kiem and Trinh Tung focused on consolidating central legitimacy and authority in the north. Nguyen Hoang opted for a more flexible and decentralized approach, building a new southern region with its own identity, integrating local cultures and uniting the people. Trinh Kiem, Trinh Tung, and Nguyen Hoang are more than just historical names. They are living milestones in the destiny of Dai Viet. Each chose a different path, but they all shared the same mission: to preserve the soul of the nation during times of chaos and to pave the way for a future through the crossroads of history. If history is a river, then they were its major bends, points where the current changed course, but never lost direction.